Hi everyone, this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop, and in this video we're going to look at what happens after Donald Trump's impeachment. So we want to look at what will happen to his presidency. Will he be removed from office? Okay, I'm going to start with the Lenormand cards. This is the modern classic deck. Wow, these jumped out. Snake will attack. Wow, look at that. They're actually in a line. So 7 snake enemies. End. So the end of enemies, or the end of toxic. New beginning, fresh start. Gets cut down. And fighting. Well, these are all, it's actually in a sequence 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but it's sort of saying a message. So it's almost like, sort of like negative fighting, toxic behavior ends, a fresh start or hope or peace, but that also ends with the scythe, and then the fighting continues. Okay, well, let's do it again. Sometimes the cards do that, they flip and they just give you a message, unexpected message. So what's going to happen to Donald Trump after the impeachment case is finished? Will he be removed from office or will he be acquitted? Basically, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to take out any 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the modern classic deck. This is great for beginners learning Lenormand. So lots of talking and twittering. Literally, it's the birds twittering. Fame and public. Public opinion, how he's being seen and viewed. The moon represents fame and reputation. Takes a beating. So the whip and the birds also means nasty talking, nasty media, reputation taking a beating, gossip. Tree sort of like saying that he hangs in there. And then the flowers, he seems to regenerate himself. So this to me does not look like he's going to be removed from the presidency. The tree means he's staying put. And then it's almost like he reblooms or blossoms again. I'm going to try some different cards. I'm going to do some tarot and other cards as well. I just wanted to show you this deck. So it's traditional Lenormand deck with Lenormand numbers, inserts, and images. Okay, so now we're going to do some tarot. The same question: what will happen to Donald after Donald Trump gets impeached? After his case gets heard, what will happen? What will happen to Donald Trump? I'm just going to take out some cards again. 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the Albus Rider deck that I created this one too, mainly for my students. That's why they have keywords. Okay, look, what's going to happen after the impeachment hearings? People being very bored, being masterful. This is probably things being shown to the public. Magician, so it's all the lawyers and all the legal people presenting their cases, being a little bit tricky as well. Okay, so Knight of Wands usually means activity, action, movement. Not sure what it's talking about there. Ends. So this looks like the action ends, comes to an end. And the Fool is freedom. So to me, this looks like Donald Trump. There's lots of kind of boredom, conversation, people being masterful, pleading their case, lots of action, activity, movement and change, the end. I think this is just saying that the impeachment comes to an end. The show comes to an end. And then there's freedom. I just think that this is just saying he's going to walk free, be free. He's not going to be too worried about it. He's just going to carry on. I don't think he's going to be removed from office because although there is the death card here, I think that's just showing that's the ending of all of this. Okay, so we're going to continue on and see what the Old Country Road deck wants to say about this, about the impeachment and what will happen to Donald Trump after the impeachment. So let's see what will happen to Donald Trump after the impeachment hearings are over. Okay, let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oops, 6 actually wanted to come out, so I'll just take that extra one. Let's see. So lots of fighting, conflict. Lots of fighting, like cats and dogs. Okay, rose. Rose is a little bit like an offer, but every rose has a thorn. The world's watching. Mountain. So mountain is like problems and conflicts and difficulties and enemies. Adventure. And the extra card that flipped. The garden. Garden traditionally in Lenormand means many people and the public. So it's going to be pretty much up to the public to decide, I think. It just shows there's fighting, but there's also some sort of peace or some sort of offering. I think this is saying the world is watching, but it's also saying that he doesn't seem to be taken out of office, I don't think. Shows that he's had to face mountains of evidence and conflict, but it doesn't show. Adventure to me means freedom. It's a little bit like the Fool card and the garden. It doesn't really show an ending to me. It's just showing, I think, the struggle that will continue on with this president. Okay, we're going to continue on with one more deck. I just found this whole reading about Donald Trump quite unsatisfying. It just seems to be more of the same. The status quo continues. I don't get a feeling of a resolution in these cards. It just seems to be like he walks away at the end. So I don't feel like anyone's really satisfied. Now this is the playing card. These are called the fortune-telling playing cards. Let's just ask again, what will happen to Donald Trump after the impeachment hearings are over with? Okay, I'm just going to take out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, structure and building stability. Okay, this is a princess, a young woman. Progress. So the princess could be people. It could just mean also opinions. It's a bit like the page in tarot. Anxiety, mental anguish, stressful situation. Yes, it must be stressful for him. And now it's showing misfortune, difficulty, conflict, spite, and blockage. Okay, so what's going to happen after all of that? That's sort of been happening. But what's going to happen after it? Unity and affinity. Again, it's showing there seems to be he seems to be supported. The Two of Hearts is like support, unity, affinity. So if I break this down, it's a bit like taking time. That could also be structural building stability, could also be the government. People gossiping, talking, nasty words. Spade usually means nasty words. Progress, movement. Lots of anxiety, lots of anguish, lots of misfortune, lots of difficulty, but it seems to come good again. Yeah, so I feel like this is not really going to change. I feel like America will just go through all of this anxiety and stress, but it seems like he comes out of it pretty free in the end. Okay, I tried my best with that one, but it seems to just be the status quo stays the same. Okay, this is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.